Hey everybody, welcome to class today. Today is going to be my first foray into Pilates. So this is a mat Pilates workout. It's mostly ground work. The only standing stuff we do is some squats. So yeah, if you're looking for standing practice, this is not it. I'm really excited to be doing my Pilates training. I'm really excited to share it with you. So if you guys enjoy this, please let me know because I'm super excited to post more videos like this. We are going to get started lying on our backs. Starting lying on your back, feet about hips distance apart, knees face up towards the sky. Take your hands to your lower belly and then draw your attention to your feet. See if you can press down through the big toe and second toe and feel the line of energy that draws up through your inner thighs. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose. And then as you exhale, feel that line of energy as you ground down through the toes, extend up to your pelvic floor. So the muscles that you use to hold in a P, and see if you can draw them up. Take a nice deep inhale, let everything go. As you exhale, line from the big toe all the way up the inner thigh to the pelvic floor. Now see if you can draw down the lower belly without squishing the lower back into the floor. So like you're pulling on a tight pair of jeans, but nothing's going to change in your pelvis. You're just drawing the lower belly away from the fingertips. Take a nice deep inhale, feel the rib cage expand. And then this time as you exhale, feet, inner thighs, pelvic floor, lower belly. And then feel the bottoms of the rib cages knit towards each other. Again, you're not pressing the lower back into the floor. As you inhale, feel the rib cage expand, let the belly expand, release. And then as you exhale, line from the big toe, inner thigh, pelvic floor, lower belly, rib cage. Take a few more breaths like this. We're just tapping into our center line. And just notice if you're scooping through your tailbone. So see if your tailbone can be neutral, heavy down towards the floor. There's a natural arch in your lower spine, like you've got a little family of ladybugs moving under there. Take one more breath here. And then exhale, draw everything in. We're going to keep that principle. Take a nice deep inhale. And then as you exhale, you're just going to float your right leg up to tabletop. Feel the back of your right hip broaden on the mat. Take another inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to float your left leg up into tabletop. So now your lower back is going to be flat into the ground. You're not jamming your lower spine down, it's just naturally going to flatten. Your knees are above your hips, your shins are parallel to the floor, and if you're doing this right, you should really feel your core working already. You can keep your hands down down by your side, or you can take your hands behind your head, wherever is the most comfortable for you. Take an inhale. You're going to dip the right toes to the floor, keep the knee bent. As you exhale, draw it to center. Inhale, take the left toes down. Exhale, draw it to center. Keep this movement going. As you exhale, you're thinking about all the same principles you did on your back, drawing up through your pelvic floor, the inner thigh muscle, the lower belly. You're keeping the lower back down into the mat, so you're not arching the rib cage away from the hips. Keep breathing nice, smooth breaths, no tension in through the neck. If this is working for you, you can stay here. Otherwise, the next time you lower the right leg, maybe you extend the right leg, active reach towards the edge of the room. Back to center. Inhale or exhale, extend long, and then draw back to center. So I don't mind if you extend on your inhale or your exhale. Find a breath pattern that works for you. The most important thing is that you are breathing and you're keeping that breath connection with what is happening in your center. So as you inhale, You're letting things expand, and as you exhale, you're thinking of drawing everything all up and towards the midline. You can keep going like this if this is working for you. Otherwise, either hands are going to float, or if you need some support for your neck, bring the hands behind your head. Once you've extended the left leg and drawn it back to center, you're going to take an inhale in your tabletop. And then as you exhale, gentle tuck of the chin. Think of peeling your spine off the mat as if your rib cage sliding towards your hip points is what is lifting you. No tension in the neck, stay in your curl, and then you're just going to continue on with whatever variation in the legs was working for you. Once again, we're not letting the back arch away from the floor. The back of the rib cage, the back of the pelvis is heavy to the floor, but you're not tucking your pelvis, so your tailbone is neutral, almost as if it's shooting towards the wall opposite you. You can keep the knees bent, or start to extend the right leg, start to extend the left leg low, and then we're going to scissor switch. That's hard to say, scissor switch. So nice active reach through the legs stay hip distance apart. And once again, as you exhale, drawing up through that pelvic floor, rib cage knitting together, ribs sliding towards the hips. And the reach is coming from this action of the rib cage to the pelvis, as opposed to trying to fling your neck forward or hike your upper body up. Elbows stay wide. We've got a few more breaths here. Take 2 more breaths, or make yourself even. And then draw the knees in towards the chest, peel the head down. Just hug the knees in and give yourself a rock from side to side. From here, once again, you're going to plant those feet hips distance apart. Bring the hands behind the head or down by the side. Take an inhale, find your neutral spine, little gap in the lower back. And then as you exhale, knit the rib cage together. Draw in the lower belly and the pelvic floor. Think of the ribs sliding towards the hips. Gentle tuck of the chin towards the chest. Take an inhale here. Elbows are wide. As you exhale, think of the left rib cage moving towards the right hip twist. Inhale, come through center. You can lower the head if you need to. Exhale, right rib cage comes towards left hip. Inhale through center. Keep going like this. The back of the head is heavy in the hands, no strain in the neck. And when you twist, the opposite pelvis stays heavy on the mat. You're not lifting the pelvis up away from the floor. You can stay like this if this is working for you. Otherwise, you're going to inhale through center. Exhale, tabletop right leg, tabletop left leg. Lower back is imprinting into the floor. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, left rib cage slides towards right hip. Inhale, elbows stay wide. Exhale, right rib cage, left hip. Inhale through center. Keep going like this, relaxing the neck, engaging through your center. Once again, you're welcome to stay here. Otherwise, this time, as you exhale, left rib cage, right hip, extend the left leg long. Inhale through center. Exhale, right leg extends, twist to the left. Inhale through center. Keep going like this, find your own pace. And once again, your pelvis isn't going on a road trip, so keep really stable through the sacrum, the lower back area. You're going to And take 2 more to each side. Keep drawing the ribs towards the hips. Use that as your lift as opposed to straining your neck. Inhale through center. Exhale, slowly peel yourself down. Draw the knees in towards the chest. Give the head a shake from side to side. Plant the feet down, hips distance apart. We're going to take some bridges just to engage through the back body. Take your thumbs to the bottom of your ribs, your index fingers to the tops of your hips. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, you're going to think of drawing those frontal hip points towards the ribs. So think of rounding the lower back. Press through the heels and start to peel the spine off the mat. So the pelvis is leading. You won't lift as high as you would in a normal yoga bridge. You're dropping the rib cage into the body and leading with the pelvis. Take an inhale at the top. And then as you exhale, just as slowly, like you're putting a pearl necklace down on a table, you're going to think of rolling your spine segment by segment all the way back down onto the mat. Inhale, release to neutral. Take a nice deep breath. As you exhale, ground down through the big toe, pinky toe. Engage the inner thigh line, engage the pelvic floor. Start to draw in the lower belly as you scoop the pelvis towards the rib cage. Start to roll up the spine. Think of the knees reaching away from the crown of the head as if someone's pulling on the front of your thighs towards the wall opposite you. Take a nice deep inhale at the top. And then as you exhale, start to roll yourself down. We're going to take one more just like this. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, start to roll yourself up. This time we're going to stay at the top. The gaze is neutral up towards the ceiling. And take the thumbs to the bottom of the ribs and the index fingers to the tops of the hips if you have taken them away. Make sure that there's an even space between both sides of the ribs and the pelvis, so you're not hiking one side to the other. And then try and maintain that. You might need to walk the left foot a little bit more towards center. Take an inhale. As you exhale, float that right leg up to tabletop. Make sure you haven't dropped through the right hip. It's still in line with the left. And make sure you haven't hiked that right hip up towards the right rib cage. On your next inhale, you're going to extend the right leg up to the sky. Take an exhale here. Point the toes, inhale, drop the foot towards the floor, leg is extended. Exhale, lift it up. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. We're doing 5 more of these. Make sure that that pelvis rib cage connection stays even from side to side. And make sure that that left knee isn't collapsing in towards the midline of your body. Set the right foot down, take an inhale, re-establish your neutral. And then as you exhale, ground down through the right foot, float the left foot up to tabletop. Make any adjustments you need to do, and then inhale that left leg long. Exhale at the top. Inhale, start to lower the foot. Exhale to raise. Inhale to lower. Exhale to raise. 6 more. If it's too much to do it with a straight leg, you can do it with a bent leg. And if getting the point and flex of the ankle is not working in your brain, then that's fine. Just keep active through that reaching leg. Float that left leg back to your bridge. Take an inhale. Exhale, slowly peel yourself down. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, once again, ground down through the big toes, engage the inner thigh line, scoop through the pelvis, start to roll up through the spine back into your bridge. This time we're just going to march, so take an inhale. As you exhale, right leg floats. Inhale, set it down. Exhale, left leg. Inhale, set it down. If you want to, you can take that rib to hip check with the thumb and index finger and make sure that as you start to alternate, you're not just dropping or hiking through the pelvis. Keep dropping the rib cage into the body, long from the knees to the crown of the head. One more on each side. This time holding your bridge, take an inhale. Exhale, raise the heels. Inhale, lower. Exhale to raise. 6 more. Lower the heels, ground down through that left leg, take an inhale. Exhale, float the right leg to tabletop. Inhale, extend it up to the sky. Exhale, take your pelvis check. Inhale, lower the hips to the floor, keep the right leg up. Exhale, lift the hips. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. 6 more. Inhale. This time as you lower the hips, you're also going to lower the leg to hover. And as you exhale, lift the hips, lift the leg to the sky. Inhale, everything lowers. Exhale, everything lifts. Take 6 more. Keep that connection in through your center, pelvic floor, lower belly. Left heel is pressing down, engaging the back of the left leg. Take an inhale at the top. Exhale, set the right foot down. Re-establish your neutral. Take an inhale. Exhale, float the left leg up. Inhale, extend the knee. As you exhale, take your rib hip check. Inhale, lower the hips. Exhale to lift. 7 more like this. This time as you inhale, lower the leg down to the height of the hip as you lower the hips. Exhale, leg to the sky, raise the hips. Inhale, everything lowers. Exhale, everything lifts. Take 6 more. Don't lose that connection to your center. Step the left foot down, take an inhale. As you exhale, roll down the spine. Start to extend the legs long on the mat. Active through the feet. You can flex or point, it doesn't matter, whatever's comfortable for you. We're going to do a roll up. So as you inhale, reach the arms long up and overhead. As you exhale, start to float the hands towards the sky, then towards the front of the room. As if someone's pulling you by your fingertips, gentle tap of the chin to the chest as you peel the mat off the floor. As if someone's kind of velcroed you to the floor and you're just peeling segment by segment by segment. Keep the round in your spine as if you're rolling or as if you're trying to scoop over a barbed wire fence. Reach the hands forward. And then as if you're stacking the spine segment by segment, Starting with your lower spine, start to roll yourself all the way up to a nice straight spine. Active through the legs, feet hips distance apart, take an inhale. As you exhale, once again, as if someone's pulling you by your fingertips and resisting you on the way down. Ribs scoot towards the hips, and you're slowly peeling yourself down, segment by segment by segment. Keep the shoulders out of the ears. Inhale to reach the arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands to the sky, gentle tuck of the chin to the chest, start to peel yourself up. Try to keep your feet down if you can. And then pull the waist back and up over that barbed wire fence. Scoop, 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 reach forward. And then slowly start to stack from the lower spine all the way up, shoulders out of the ears. Come to sit tall. We're going to do 3 more just like that. Take it at your own pace. Slowly stack your way all the way up to sitting tall. From here, you're going to scoot towards the front of your mat. Bend your knees, take a hold behind your knees. As you inhale, like you're coming into a cow belly breath, start to arch through the upper back. And then as you exhale, as if you're coming into your cat, think C curve, ribs come towards the hips, round up through the spine. Inhale, open. Exhale around. 2 more. See if you can relax your hip flexors. Come up to your center. From here, you've got 2 options for rolling like a ball. If you don't have the flexibility to get your arms underneath your shins, you're going to hold on to the fronts of your shins. Otherwise, you're going to take the left arm, wrap it behind the left knee, grab to the outside of the ankle, and then same with the right. You're going to rock back onto your sits bones. Keep that C curve in the lower spine, extend through the thoracic, take an inhale. As you exhale, gentle tuck the chin to the chest, around the spine, roll back, catch your balance on your shoulders, not your neck. And then roll the length of the spine, catch the balance on the sit bones. Roll back, round through the spine. And then roll forward. Keeping that gentle tuck of the chin. And you're not using the momentum of your legs. So think of the legs hugging into the backs of the arms the whole time if you can. I'm going to take 2 more like this. On this next one, you're going to release the feet and roll all the way up into a chair pose. Plant the feet, come into your chair. You can come into a more traditional chair with the knees together, or you can come more into a squat position, whatever works the best in your body. Take a couple of nice deep inhales here. Again, bringing that attention, big toe, pinky toe, all the way up the inner thigh, through the pelvic floor, lower belly, lower rib cage knits together. And then you extend the arms as if you're extending the arms from the center of your body, engage through your lat muscles, and then think of a long line of energy out through the fingertips. Take one more inhale here. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come into a halfway lift and lengthen. Run the hands down the back of the legs. Exhale, fold. Two more like that. Inhale, gentle bend in the knees, extend through the crown of the head, don't poke the chin forward. Exhale, fold forward. Last one. This time you're going to plant the hands, step back, high plank pose. Wrists are underneath the shoulders or slightly in front of the shoulders. You're gently gripping at the mat with your finger pads, sending energy out through the heels, out through the crown of the head, and engaging the lower belly so you're not tucking the pelvis. The tailbone is shooting towards the back of the room, but you're really strong through your thighs, drawing up through that pelvic floor, lower belly to support your spine. Take 3 more breaths here. Make sure the head hasn't dropped towards the floor. Bring the big toes to touch. Roll to the outside edge of the right foot. You can always stagger the feet as you come into Vashisthasana, side plank pose. Left hip is stacking on top of the right, so you'll probably have to draw it slightly forward. And then as if you're leaning up against the wall, see if you can rotate the left shoulder, rib cage, a little bit more towards the back of your mat. Gaze is wherever is the most comfortable for you. And again, you're sending energy through the crown of the head and out through the heels. One more inhale. Exhale, come back through your plank and then take it to the other side, taking any modifications you took on the first side and setting up your alignment points. From here, you're going to lower the right forearm down to the mat, and then left forearm down to the mat, coming into your forearm plank. Same principles apply here, except instead of the wrists being under the shoulders, the elbows are under the shoulders. Angle your right forearm in if you need to. Baby Vashisthasana, forearm side plank. Same alignment points as your side plank. From here, you're going to take an inhale, and then as you exhale, keep the left knee facing forward. You're just going to lift the foot up. Inhale, tap it down. Exhale to lift. Inhale, tap it down. 3 more. Make sure that that left hip hasn't rotated to the sky. exhale through center. Take it over to the other side, take an inhale to prepare. And then as you exhale, right knee keeps facing forward, lift the right leg. Inhale to lower. 4 more. Inhale here. Exhale, come through center. Re-establish the shoulders above the elbows. Forearms parallel, start to walk the feet in, coming into your dolphin pose. Head is away from the mat, shoulders are out of the neck. You can take as much of a bend as you need to in through your legs, in through your knees rather. And then you're going to step the feet back about a footprint. Start to look slightly forward. As you inhale, shift forward, tap the nose between the thumbs. Exhale, dolphin pose. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, take it back. 8 more. Make sure that those elbows don't creep out to the side. You might have to readjust them. Walk yourself back to your forearm plank. Slowly lower the hips, coming into your Sphinx pose. Draw the elbows back towards the heels. Gentle press of the pubic bone down to lengthen through the lower back. Active press of the feet into the mat as if you could lift the kneecaps. And then grow the upper spine tall away from the lower spine. Neck and shoulders out of the ears. If you're doing this pose right, it should feel really strong. It's a really nice postural exercise. You should feel it in between your shoulder blades. From here, you're going to keep this. We're going to do we're going to do a triple exhale. So you're going to bend the right knee, point, inhale, flex, exhale, point, inhale as you draw the heel to the glute, and then release. Point, flex, point, inhale, release. And we speed it up. Exhale, 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 long. Exhale, 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 long. Right, exhale, 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 long. Left, exhale, exhale, long. Point, flex, point, reach long. Point, flex, point, reach long. 2 more each side, engaging the hamstring and the glute, and keeping that nice, strong Sphinx pose in the upper back. Take 1 more breath in Sphinx. Exhale, slowly lower down. Reach the hands to a cactus position beside you. The feet are hip distance apart, nice and active through the feet. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, press down through the pubic bone. Keep the legs down. Keep the elbows at the height of the shoulder, wrists at the height of the elbows as you lift the upper body off. Take an inhale. Exhale. On your next inhale, lower down. Exhale, lift up. Inhale to lower. Exhale, lift up. We're going to do 8 more of these. Feel the squeeze in between the shoulder blades. This is also working your rotator cuff. So really try and keep those elbows at the height of the shoulder, wrists at the height of the elbows. We've got about 4 more. Keep engaging through your inner thigh line, pelvic floor, lower belly. You're not clenching it, it's not tight, it's dynamic. So as you inhale, things expand. As you exhale, things draw to center. And if you've done my classes before, you know that I am shit at counting. I apologize, but we're all adults, I'm sure you can count for yourself. We're going to do one more and hold it at the top. This time you're going to lift the legs up if that's comfortable in your body. Inhale, shoot the arms long. As you exhale, cactus the arms, feet come to the width of the mat. Inhale, everything draws together, arms long, legs long. Exhale, cactus the arms, starfish the legs. 8 more. Kneecaps are facing the floor. Inhale here. Exhale, take a lower down. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale. We're going to come into our swimmer. So feet are hips distance apart, hands are shoulder distance apart, everything reaches long. We're going to start with the head down, so keep the head down. I'm going to keep mine up so you can hear me. Take an inhale to prepare, lengthen through the lower back. As you exhale, right arm, left leg float. Inhale, set it down. Exhale, left arm, right leg float. Inhale, set it down. Keep going like this, but draw attention to where you're lifting from. So see if you can lift the leg from the glute and the hamstring instead of the lower back. And see if you can lift the arm from the lat, so the side body muscle and through the back muscles, as opposed to just hiking your shoulder up by your ear. 2 more on each side. You can keep going like this, or take an inhale to prepare. Exhale, draw up through the pelvic floor, lower belly, lift everything off. And then we're going to take it faster. Keep everything lifted, keep breathing slow and steady. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, hold. Exhale, release, press back, child's pose. As you inhale, you're going to keep the spine rounded, come through to a cat. Inhale, drop the belly, cow, send the hips back to the heels. Exhale, round spine, draw it forward, cat. As you inhale, start to come into your cow, send the hips back to the heels. One more like that. Come forward into a tabletop position. Shoulders above the wrists, knees underneath the hips. Take an inhale, come into a cow belly. And then as you exhale, round the spine into your cat. Come into a neutral spine. From here, you're going to keep the thoracic, so your upper body, your rib cage still. We're just going to move the pelvis. So as if you're coming into a cow belly, think of the tailbone moving towards the back of the neck, except the rib cage doesn't move, the head doesn't move. And then as you exhale, think of the pubic bone moving towards the belly button, except once again, the rib cage isn't moving, the upper back isn't moving. Inhale, tailbone to the back of the head. Exhale, pubic bone to the navel. So here we're just working through our anterior, posterior pelvic tilt. You might find that this is really, really difficult in your body, and that is really, really common. We tend to move our entire lumbosacral area, so our pelvis and our lower back, we tend to move that all as one big unit. And that's often associated with lower back pain and tension and poor movement patterns and hip problems that we get in that area. So it's really nice to be trying to isolate the movement just into the lumbar. You can take one more in each direction. And then you're going to find a neutral spine. Keep that neutral spine tucked under the toes, take an inhale. And then as you exhale, you're just going to bring the shins to hover, coming into your bear pose. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, draw the right knee down towards the floor slightly more, tap the right hand to the left thigh. Inhale back to center. Exhale, draw the left hip slightly down more as you tap left hand, right thigh. Inhale, center. Keep going like this. Make sure you don't drop the head and the neck towards the floor. They're an extension of the spine. And you're trying to keep your knees an even distance away from the mat and an even distance from each other. So you don't want to be kind of swinging yourself from side to side on the mat. We're trying to stabilize the pelvis as much as we can here. One more each side. Set the hand down, set the knees down. Inhale, cow belly. Exhale, round into cat. Come back to your tabletop, keep a neutral spine. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, left foot towards the sky. Inhale, tap it down. Exhale to lift. We're going to do 8 more here. You're driving from the glute and the hamstring, not from the lower back. Keep the leg lifted. Inhale, extend the left leg, extend the right arm. Make sure that you have it rotated through the pelvis. Inhale, tap fingers and toes to the floor. Exhale to lift. Inhale to tap. Exhale to lift. 8 more like this, remembering that same connection we've had all through class. Drawing up through the pelvic floor, inner thigh line, lower belly, knitting those lower rib cages together, but without bracing and clamping. It's a dynamic movement. And I will keep saying it because it's really easy to forget once we start adding other things in. One more. Inhale, hold it long. This time as you exhale, draw the right arm into a cactus, draw the left knee towards the left elbow. Inhale, send it long. Exhale, bird dog variation. Inhale, send it long. Take 8 more, keep engaging through that right glute. Inhale, reach it long. Set the right hand down as you exhale. Keep the right foot off to the right, and as you inhale, come into a modified side plank. Inhale, reach the left arm long, tap the left toes to the floor. Exhale, lift the leg, tap the thigh. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. 8 more. Keep that knee facing the front of the room. Here, keep the leg floating. Take the left hand to the left hip. Make sure that hip stays as stable as you can. As you inhale, you're going to swing the left leg forward. Exhale, take it back. Inhale, flex the foot, bring it forward. exhale, point the toes, bring it back. We're going to do 6 more. Try and keep that leg at the height of the hip. Try and keep that bottom leg as stable as you can. Feel in the burn. Bring it back to center, and we're going to take 5 small little circles in one direction, moving from the hip joint. And then reversing. Bring the left foot down, take that left hand up, take an inhale. As you exhale, lift the right knee, draw the right knee towards the left. Inhale, tap it down. Exhale, a deduction. Inhale, tap it down. Exhale, draw it up. We've got 3 more. Send the right leg long, come into your Vashisthasana side plank. Inhale. Exhale, plank pose. We're going to do some chaturanga push-ups. You can lower the knees if you need to. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, elbows graze the rib cage. Neck stays in line with the rest of the body, lower to the height of the elbows. Inhale, press back up. Exhale to lower. Inhale to raise. If it works better in your body to exhale on the way back up, then you do that. 4 more. Plank pose, press it back, downward facing dog. Ground down through the left foot. As you inhale, keep the toes facing down. You're going to sweep that right leg to the sky. Take an inhale up here. As you exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. Inhale to extend. 2 more like this. Inhale, extend. Now you're going to let that hip open to the side. Same thing, draw the right shoulder down. Inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, extend. You should feel your glutes starting to fire a bit more. Four more. Bring that right foot down, shift forward, plank pose. The closer your feet are together, the more challenging this will be, so you can take them as wide as you need to. Ground down through the left hand, draw the right hip down slightly, tap the right hand, right shoulder. Inhale it back. Draw the left hip down, left hand, right shoulder. Inhale it down. Keep going like this, nice and steady. The longer you're on one hand, the more of a challenge this will be. Keep sending energy out through the crown of the head, through the heels, and thinking about that nice support through your center. One more each side. Come back to your plank pose. Walk the left knee in, right knee in. Tabletop position. Take an inhale, cow belly burn. Exhale to round. Find your neutral spine, ground down through the left side. Take an inhale. Exhale, donkey kick on the right. Inhale it down. Exhale, lift. That right hip isn't rotating up to the sky. The pelvis and the spine stays neutral. You've got 5. Now you've got 5 more. Maths is not my strong point. Can you tell? Keep the leg lifted, reach the right leg long, extend the left arm long. Inhale, tap down, exhale, lift. 9 more, make sure that both hips and shoulders are facing towards the floor and you're not sinking into your lower back. Keep it lifted, take an inhale. Exhale, cactus the arm, right elbow towards right knee towards right elbow. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, bird dog variation. Inhale it long, 8 more. Listen to the lovely chorus of neighborhood dogs and chickens. Inhale, reach along. Exhale, set the left hand down. Kick the left leg off to the left. Inhale, reach that right arm up and overhead. Tap the toe. Exhale, lift the leg, tap the thigh. Inhale to reach. Exhale to lift. 8 more. Keep it lifted, right hand to right hip. Inhale, flex the foot, send the leg forward. Exhale, point the toes, bring it back. So you're trying to just move the hip within the hip socket. So you're trying not to wiggle your pelvis back and forward. You're trying not to arch your lower back. So if that means that the movement's not very big for you, then that's okay. We've got 4 more. Come back to neutral. 5 little circles going one direction. And then reverse. Plant down through that right foot. Inhale, sweep the right arm up and overhead. And then as you exhale, draw left knee towards the right. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. 8 more. Right hip keeps stacking on top of left. Send the left leg back. Vashisthasana, inhale. Exhale into your plank pose. Inhale, step the right foot forward, knee under the hip. Exhale, left. Inhale, right foot to plank. Exhale, left foot to plank. Inhale, left foot leads. Exhale, right. Inhale, left foot plank. Exhale, right foot plank. Keep going like this. Once again, our pelvis isn't going on a road trip. We're trying to keep everything except for the legs relatively still. Not braced, not rigid. You can still be fluid with your breath, but we're trying not to just wobble precariously all over the place. One more each side. Downward facing dog. Walk the hands all the way back to the feet. Generous bend in the knees, start to roll up through the spine as if someone is pulling you up by a string every single little segment of the way. Head and neck will come last. And then you're going to take your feet a little bit wider than hips distance if that's comfortable for you. The feet can be parallel or they can turn out. It depends what's the best for your hips. As you inhale, as if I press the bar into your hip creases, you're going to send your hips back, 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 nice and long through the torso. Sternum comes forward into your squat. Exhale, ground down through the heels, press up. Inhale, press back. Exhale, come to stand. A few more like this. Make sure the knees aren't collapsing into the midline. And we're taking it nice and slow because the slower you go, the more you have to control. So you might notice that as you come up, your legs start to want to wobble. See if you can keep them in line with wherever your big toe and second toe, or second toe, third toe are facing. And once again, this is a really nice place to draw your attention to that inner thigh line. So as you press up and you draw up through the inner thighs, pelvic floor, lower belly, come to stand. Just a few more here. Come standing at the back of your mat. Take a nice deep inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. And then as you exhale, think of rolling over barrel, peeling the spine down segment by segment until the hands hit. Walking yourself all the way out into your plank pose. We're going to take 8 push-ups again. You can lower the knees if you need to. Take it in your own time. Back into your downward facing dog. Walk the hands all the way to the feet. Roll all the way up through the spine. And this time you're going to raise all the way up onto the tippy toes. Feet can be hips distance or wider. Take your pick. And we're going to come back into our squats, except this time we're on our tippy toes. You might be able to come a little bit lower. But once again, you're trying to keep the knees from collapsing in towards the midline. And this time you really want to draw down through the big toe, pinky toe side of your, through the big toe, second toe side of your foot, because the weight is going to want to roll to the outside of your ankle, and that's where we lose our stability. So if we can draw up through this inner line, we can help to strengthen our outer ankles and help to improve our balance and stability. Three more. Lower the heels. Inhale, sweep the arms. Exhale, scoop and roll yourself all the way down. Walk the hands out. And once again, we're going to take 8 more. Final little burst. 8 more push-ups. downward facing dog. Look towards the top of your mat, step, walk or float through. Come into a seat. Navasana boat pose. Option to stay here, or this is legitimately our last little burst of heat, I promise. You can straighten the legs, send the torso back a little bit, maybe reach the arms up. You can keep that C curve into your lower spine, but you're thinking of the upper back, nice and long, gentle tuck of the chin to the chest to lengthen the back of the neck. So you're not jamming the chin in there. You want to give yourself a double chin. It's almost just like you're holding an egg there. 3 more breaths. And then slowly lower the feet down. Extend the legs out on the mat. Inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. Exhale, fold forward, Paschimottanasana. Just so you know, I could just keep on going. But I'm making myself stop because it's been an hour. And not everyone's as enthusiastic as I am. From here, we're just going to take a simple twist. You can take a supine twist if you wish, lying down on your back. Otherwise, you're going to come into a simple cross-legged position. Right hand, left knee, left hand behind. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left hip comes forward, left rib cage comes back. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, take it to the other side. Right hip grounds, right rib cage reaches to the back. Inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. And then as you exhale, you're just going to walk the hands forward, coming into a forward fold. And then coming back up, changing the cross of your legs, and then folding forward again. Super short cool down today. If you need more of a stretch, you can always feel free to pause the video and take your own stretches, or there are some other stretchy videos on my channel. You're more than welcome to go and do whatever it is that you need to do. But if you are done and ready, you're going to come to a simple cross-legged position. Take a nice deep inhale, close the eyes. Hands come to heart center, big open mouth, exhale. Taking a moment of gratitude for our bodies and all they do for us. As always, thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you enjoyed my first Pilates video. I'm super excited to be doing my training, so thank you for sharing this with me. Today, as always, as you go forward, may you have calmness in your thoughts, kindness in your words, and strength within. Namaste.